All right, guys, good morning to you, everyone. Today is the 8th of July, 2025. All right, so apology for something a bit late because this morning I couldn't get my PowerPoint moving. So we're going to go right into the market right now to talk about it. Yeah. Okay, so the thing is this morning we saw the Dow Jones slide 400 points because Donald Trump has expected itself, right, came in with a new tariff, all right, that basically incited the selling process. Yeah, good morning to you. If you can hear me loud and clear, please text good morning inside the group chat with the everything every time what we do here itself. Thank you, ACS. All right, the thing is this, the Dow Jones tumbled 422 points, the S&P down by 0.79%, and the Nasdaq lost about 1%. All right, that is the worst day since mid of June. That means that for last 25 days, this is the biggest sell-off. Yeah. Now the reason is because at least seven countries will face steep tariff, all right, beginning on 1st of August, and the country involved is South Korea, Japan, Malaysia, Kazakhstan, South Africa, Laos, and Myanmar. All right, that's very interesting because we all know that Donald Trump says that they have already have a pretty good deal between themselves and South Korea. So to see South Korea in the first in the list itself, right, it's like a stunner, like, okay. So this is typical. I mean, seriously, I really feel that Donald Trump is a real a businessman without ethics. It's how I feel it. He can lie and he can lie very well. And after that, I'm pretty sure the next few days, I'll turn around and say, maybe we need to reconsider this again. And then just repeat, like, yeah, this is how I feel it. But nonetheless, right, okay, to hit South Korea is not a good thing, in my opinion, because of the chips. And of course, Japan, one of their most strongest ally, one of the guys who holds the most bonds at the moment right now. I mean, seriously, put in a very angry tonality, is that if I'm Japan, I'll just sell away the bonds, okay, and let US get themselves into trouble. But of course, they can't because Japan needs the protection of the US. So it's like, oh gosh, okay. So we all know that for 14 letters have been sent, there are more to go. So if that is the case itself, if Japan and South Korea can be hit, I think more or less the remaining country will be getting it also. So I think Singapore will also be getting our 10%, yeah, sooner or later. So we just see how it goes from there. Then of course, as I told you, right, Tesla share will be affected because of the decision by CEO Elon Musk to form a new political party called the America Party. All right, so of course investors get very upset because that means that if the billionaire foray goes into politics again, then that will definitely damage the Tesla brands and sales, and that's how it is. All right. So of course, our dear friend Donald Trump wasn't very happy with that, and Elon Musk lost $68 billion just like that because of launching that, because of the stock prices. Uh, Trump basically says that the Elon Musk has gone off the rail after the CEO announced a new political group. Yeah. So the thing is this: we all know that you put there. I am saddened to watch Elon Musk go completely off the grills, essentially becoming a train wreck. Okay, all right, that is coming from the president himself. Okay, I mean, I have never seen any president really so personal. I mean, it's like most presidents just keep quiet, do their things, right? Elon Musk, Donald Trump will just go very personal, yeah. And the thing is this, he feel that it's ridiculous and really it's very sad, and it's a creation to cause a complete and total disruption and chaos. Now, of course, the Democrats and the Republicans have been in the market for hundreds of years. For a new guy to come in, does it really help? I don't think so, yeah. The most just basically create another voice, but I don't think it will work. But of course, with a $300 billion wealth, I think that will help a little bit here and there. So the thing is this right now, um, this is not going to work, lah, in my opinion, but just it's more like a thing to give Elon Musk all the attention that he always wanted. Yeah, that's how I see it from my view. But of course, because of that, we saw the main reason because the Donald Trump has want to really want to terminate the EV tax credit, which is a very big thing for the electronic car business. And if he does that itself, right, it's going to be very damaging for Tesla. So that's why I think that's the reason why to Elon Musk say that since you're going to give me this our problem, then might as well I just sacrifice my Tesla and go for you then. So something along that direction, that's how I see it. All right, the euro obviously continue go up, right? I told you, right? If the dollar goes up, the euro will be pushing higher, and it's all happening right now as we speak. And of course, now the so-called experts are saying that this will go even higher because of the current dollar weakness, yeah. And you can see right now the dollar has posted the worst first half return in 52 years. Okay, so this basically tells you much problem of what US having in right now. So now US have a dollar that is depreciating in value, but the stock market at a high level. So what you're gonna break it on is will there be an inflation coming in? That is very sure. All right, that's how things work because when you have a very weak dollar itself, right, your purchasing power won't be there. And if your stock market is at a high level itself, right, usually you will see that. So let's see, this is the chart of the dollar. Not too sure. Can you see all of them over here? Okay, here we go. Okay, until 1978. Okay, so this is the dollar since 1978 until now. We can see that it's just basically hemorrhaging it down all the way. So the common low level that usually it might be going will be somewhere around this point. That will be around 86 level. So if the gold, I mean, if the dollar go down to the 86 level, right? So how much would the gold be going? So it's basically about 150 pips to about $100 move on gold. So if we're gonna go to 86, sorry, pardon my this thing here, not very accurate. Okay, 86, we're talking about another what 200, 550 pips, right? So the gold could really surge past to 3,800. But I really don't think that gold will go that high. I think about 36 plus, I think will be a very decent price for gold. All right, that's my personal view. That's how I see it on the macro picture as of this morning. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the stock market right now and we'll go zoom into the charts. Okay, shall we? Now, the Dow Jones today opening price is 44,306. Now, if you cannot see this, just have to double click on the numbers, then pull it down, and you can see the difference already. Yeah. So 44,498 is the MLP, 44,306 is the opening price. So it's very clear that the market itself is trading below the MLP. So by default, right, usually if the market is below OP, below the MLP is a sell. And you can see today pivot 2 is resting at 44,815, so which means that this is a classic sell signal if the market chooses to stay below OP. Okay, so what we can see right now, the market KSI has interestingly turned green color. Now it has been red all the way, but suddenly today it's green color, right? So that means if you are short selling the Dow Jones today, you'll be very careful. Now I'm going to say this upfront first. Now the Dow probably staying above OP and the boys are buying, right? Okay, fine enough. But later, if the market really do come down and the KSI, if it turns red in color, wow, that means the selling is going to be very drastic. And I suspect the selling can be very drastic until here itself to 43,413 level. It's not like not today, tomorrow, but within this week. Why? Because if you notice this, that is a KCV right here, right? And from where we are right now to here, that we're talking about 900 points sell off. Now, 900 points is a lot of money if you know how to utilize this, but the condition is that it has to say below OP and the KSI has to be red in color. That is very important. If all clear, press number 1 right now. Okay, so 900 points potential profits. So watch out for the OP and the KSI on the day chart. Very important. Okay, right, let me just take a picture of this to remind myself. Okay, done. Yeah. All right, so now let's look at the gold market, shall we? Now, last night, gold really did a very strong recovery. Gold last night went down to a low of 3296. It was down from 3335 all the way to 3296, down about nearly $40. And then $40 is how it reversed all the way up. Now, this is something that unseen, and this is very strong because The KSI was red, the KCX was blue, so it should have selling, which the market did. The market really sold out by $40. But the thing is that because now everybody's worried that the tariff is going to hit back again the market, so that basically weakened the dollar and that causes the gold to recover. Let me just bring in the gold chart, the dollar chart for you itself, yeah? The dollar chart. Let me just bring it in and you can see for yourself. There we go. Okay. Just give me double check on the dollar candle. Looks like an up candle though. Okay, it was up candle. Interesting. That means that the dollar actually went up instead, but yet the gold also went up. So that means that the market is definitely kind of worried right now that the situation may not be as good. Yeah, that's the reason why the gold went up, even though the dollar has went up. Interesting. I'll check on this later. All right, nonetheless, aside, right, today we have an interesting chart pattern. We have a doji, DJDD. We have a market whereby the pivot one is at 3330. We have the MLP at 3336. And we have an MA that is at 3343. So we have a very strong cluster of levels. So which means that by right, the gold shouldn't be going much lower because of the pivot one holding the fort at 3330. And at the same time itself, right, today is a doji directional day, so which means that the OP will become a very important factor. If the market stays above OP, this is a very strong buy. And the MA30 is just so around the corner at 3343. So which means that if gold price breaks above the MA30, I believe gold will go up very fast and it will likely hit the KCB over here, and the KCB will be 3357. So write down 3357 will be the target that the gold will be going up if it stays above OP. Now OP is 3339 and MA30 is 3343. So for those who want to trade this way, there's two ways to look at it. Number one, above OP, buy a little bit because KSI is red in color, so you buy a little bit. But once the market crossed the MA30 convincingly, you can add position and then after that aim all your profit at 3357. Don't take any profit in between, aim for 3357. All right, all clear? If all clear, press number 2 right now. Okay, all right, so that is the gold upside. All right, now how about the downside then? If gold really smash down and go below 3330 again, then there is a chance that it may revisit the low of 3296 yesterday. Yeah, but I don't think it will happen today because we have the tariff now ongoing and the tariff itself comes in, immediately gold recovered. So if Donald Trump got about 100 countries to go down the road, and basically itself, right, every day he released 10 to 20 countries of the tariff. I think that will push the dollar higher because when the tariff increases, the demand for dollar is there. Yeah, now I can remember this. So of course that's a push the dollar higher as well. But then because of people also afraid that this is going to create a bit of inflation, so people go and buy gold as a form of this safe haven. So that's how I see it at the moment right now. Yeah. Okay, so that is gold for us. Let's look at crude oil. Now, I'm bullish on crude oil. I've been saying this. I have not minced my word, and now we've seen a very clear indication of crude oil likelihood going to go up. Remember, I told you that crude oil, if it goes up, right, it will take down this KCB. Now, this KCB, what level was that? That is 68.84. 68.84. So you put this in, I'll show it to you now, everybody. 68.84, right? That is the KCB. If press OK, you will see that the market yesterday high 68.78. 68.78. So the market actually really went all the way up on opening price here, went all the way to the KCB level. Now that is unique and incredible because that means the gold price, I mean the crude oil went up by $2, okay, from the opening price all the way to touch the KCB that we mentioned. That is about a couple of days ago. So congratulations to those who have profited from oil. Those who have been staying put with me, I told you to just buy oil, don't need to worry. Even though the last 2 days oil came down, right, but the KSI was green in color. So oil, when it opens lower on yesterday's market, it went all the way up itself Then now the thing is this, where are we going to go next, right? Very simple. The market got itself resisted at the KCB. So by default itself this morning, we will definitely see some selling, which is happening right now. So the question will be then, what's next then? Well, we can see very clearly we have an inverse pivot today. Very interesting inverse pivot 68.29 and 66.03. So inverse pivot means now we have a strong resistance at 68.29, which is happening right now. And the market is also trading below the MA30, which is 68.30. So both the OP, sorry, in fact, the OP, the MA30, and the pivot 2 are all aligned, stacked at the same area. So now very simple to understand this. When the market is being stacked so strongly on top, the market will be pressured down to go at least to MLP. Okay, so I suspect the support will be at MLP. But you notice that the MLP is very, very nearby to the long-term bullishness of the MA 200 at 67.30. So which means that if the market breaks MLP, there's a very strong support at 67.30. So with the KSI green color, that's how I interpret this. Well, it's going to be pretty simple. I suspect that later on the market will come down to here and then stage the strong recovery and return to this point. Now, this will take probably 1-2 months from here. It's going to be immediate, but I think that that is how the market will react because the KSI is green and KSX is blue itself. The market may pull back just to touch the right support level before the next few days or days engage into a strong recovery rally. All right. So for those who want to buy some crude oil and keep, you can consider. But before you do that itself, I'll remind you that crude oil, if you want to buy and keep, right, there's a cost involved. Yeah, hold on, yeah. Okay, take a look. So if you buy and long and keep, right, it costs you $8 per day for the trading side. $8 for the per lot. Yeah, for the short side is given you $2. So of course, if you ask me itself, right, they don't want you to go long. That's why the market is going up right now. Okay, all clear. You all clear. Press number 3 right now. I think this will take probably about 3 to 4 weeks. Now, of course, the market came down in a single day, I understand. But when the market came down was because there was no more war between Iran and Israel. That is why the oil price came off. So for it to now recover, the only thing is that it's because of the inflation and Donald Trump's so-called recent policy. It won't be based on the war. I don't think there'll be any more war coming in, at least for now, unless something really silly to happen or a financial calamity or a what they call a unexpected this world problem. Yeah. So let's see how it goes. All right. The last one for is currency market. Let's talk about euro since we talked about euro earlier. Now, euro has been going up as we all seen, and now it's coming down again. It's very similar to here, which means that in the near term itself, there's going to be another explosive movement upward again on the euro. The euro high this time around was at 1.1829, so 1.1829. As of today, right now, it's at 1.1736. So which means that we have about 100 pips, 90 pips to be precise, from where we are right now. But now the thing is, we can see that the euro is pushing up this morning, opening already immediately recovered. All right, then there is no pivot for euro today. So which means that the opening price will be the decider, which is the opening price is at 1.17091. So guys, for euro, I think we're going to see it coming up again in the next few days. The thing is this, that means that when the market goes continue, right, you go back to here itself for the euro trade. That's 1.1829, yeah? Okay, all right. So guys, that will be all for this morning session for the market talk. We'll take a short 2 minutes break and then we'll come back itself. We'll talk about the next thing for today. All right, and that is to basically talk about the gold market with the common strategy. All right, I'll come back to you later. See you then.